There are some actors who become larger than life. Their names dominate headlines, their faces appear everywhere, and their careers seem impossible to ignore. Then there are actors like William Hurt. For a period during the 1980s, William Hurt was considered one of the finest actors working in Hollywood. He won an Academy Award, received 3 consecutive Oscar nominations, and starred in some of the most respected films of his generation. Yet something unusual happened. There was no major career-ending scandal, no dramatic public downfall, no shocking announcement that he was leaving Hollywood. Instead, William Hurt slowly drifted away from the center of attention. The question is simple. How does an actor that talented go from being one of the biggest stars in the industry to someone many younger viewers only vaguely recognize? To understand that, we need to go back to the beginning. William McCord Hurt was born in Washington, D.C. in March 1950. His father worked for the United States State Department, which meant the family moved frequently throughout his childhood. Growing up in that environment created a life that was constantly changing. New places, new surroundings, and a feeling that home was always shifting. When William was 6 years old, his parents separated. Later, his mother married Henry Luce III, whose family founded Time magazine. It was an unusual combination of experiences. Part diplomatic upbringing, part connection to an influential American family. But what stands out most about William Hurt's early life is that he wasn't someone chasing attention. He attended Tufts University on a theology scholarship. That detail tells you a lot about the kind of person he was becoming. He was interested in ideas. He wanted to understand people, emotions, and the deeper questions that shape human behavior. Eventually, he transferred to the prestigious Juilliard School in New York. His classmates included future stars Robin Williams and Christopher Reeve. 3 talented young actors walking the same hallways, each destined for very different careers. Even at that stage, William Hurt stood apart. People often described him as thoughtful, reserved, and difficult to read. Not unfriendly, just private. He seemed to carry much of his thinking internally. Before Hollywood discovered him, Hurt spent years working in theater. He performed with the Circle Repertory Company and appeared in more than 50 stage productions. He won an Obie Award and earned a Tony Award nomination. These weren't the accomplishments of someone looking for quick fame. They were the achievements of someone completely devoted to the craft of acting. His first television appearance came in 1977 with a small role on Kojak. It wasn't memorable by itself, but it marked the first time a camera captured what audiences would soon discover. Then came his film debut. In 1980, William Hurt starred in Altered States, directed by Ken Russell. The film followed a scientist obsessed with exploring human consciousness. As the character becomes consumed by his experiments, reality begins to unravel around him. The movie was strange, ambitious, and unconventional. But Hurt's performance grounded the story and made audiences believe what they were seeing. The role earned him a Golden Globe nomination for New Star of the Year. Hollywood had officially taken notice. Then came the film that truly changed everything. Body Heat arrived in 1981. Directed by Lawrence Kasdan, the film was a modern noir thriller that immediately captured attention. William Hurt played Ned Racine, a lawyer who becomes trapped in a dangerous situation after making a series of poor decisions. What made the performance remarkable wasn't that Ned was foolish. It was the way Hurt portrayed someone who sensed trouble but continued moving toward it anyway. He played a man who knew the risks yet convinced himself everything would work out. That combination of awareness and self-deception became one of Hurt's greatest strengths as an actor. He could portray characters who understood the truth but weren't quite ready to face it. After Body Heat, William Hurt entered one of the most impressive runs of performances any actor achieved during the 1980s. In 1983, he starred in The Big Chill. The film followed a group of former college friends reuniting after the death of a close companion. Hurt played Nick, a troubled Vietnam veteran carrying emotional scars and struggling to find direction. Even within an ensemble cast filled with talented performers, Hurt stood out. He brought a quiet sadness to the character that lingered long after scenes ended. Then came Kiss of the Spider Woman in 1985. This role changed his career forever. Hurt played Luis Molina, a window dresser imprisoned in Brazil who shares a cell with a political prisoner. The character was dramatically different from anything audiences had seen him do before. What impressed critics wasn't simply the transformation. It was the compassion and humanity he brought to the role. There was no exaggeration, no mockery, no shortcuts, just a deeply human performance. The result was extraordinary. William Hurt won the Academy Award for Best Actor. He also won a BAFTA Award and received the Best Actor prize at the Cannes Film Festival. Achieving all 3 honors for a single performance is incredibly rare. But his success didn't stop there. The following year, he earned another Oscar nomination for Children of a Lesser God. Then came broadcast news in 1987, which earned him yet another nomination. 3 consecutive Academy Award nominations for Best Actor. That level of consistency almost never happens. In broadcast news, Hurt played Tom Grunick, a television news anchor who appears confident and successful but quietly questions whether he truly belongs in his position. The character was charming and likable, yet constantly aware of his own limitations. Once again, Hurt excelled at portraying people who seemed composed on the surface while struggling internally. The pattern continued in The Accidental Tourist in 1988. His character was emotionally distant and burdened by personal loss. Across all these films, a common theme emerged. William Hurt specialized in portraying intelligent, controlled individuals carrying hidden pain. Men who look stable from the outside while quietly falling apart within. Then the 1990s arrived, and Hollywood began changing. The industry increasingly favored stars who embraced publicity, talk shows, magazine covers, and constant public visibility. William Hurt never seemed comfortable with any of that. He openly valued privacy. He believed being an actor did not require sharing every aspect of his personal life. Unfortunately, the entertainment industry was moving in the opposite direction. As celebrity culture expanded, privacy became harder to maintain. At the same time, reports circulated that Hurt could be intense on set. Many people respected his dedication, but some found his seriousness challenging. Whether entirely fair or not, reputations travel quickly in Hollywood. During the 1990s, Hurt continued making thoughtful films. The Doctor in 1991 explored illness, empathy, and personal transformation. Smoke in 1995 received praise for its intelligence and emotional depth, but these were not major box office successes. Meanwhile, larger projects such as Lost in Space failed to create the impact many expected. Dark City, released in 1998, eventually developed a devoted fan base, but it struggled to find a wide audience initially. The truth is that William Hurt didn't suddenly become less talented. Hollywood simply began rewarding different qualities. The same characteristics that made him extraordinary also made him difficult to market in an era obsessed with celebrity personalities. He wasn't interested in becoming a public brand. He wanted the work to speak for itself. As a result, he slowly moved away from leading man status, but he didn't disappear. Instead, he reinvented himself. In 2005, he delivered one of the most memorable supporting performances of his career in a history of violence. Playing Richie Cusack, he appeared on screen for only a few minutes. Yet those few minutes were powerful enough to earn him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. It was a reminder that true talent doesn't require extensive screen time. A great actor can leave a lasting impression in a single scene. He continued delivering strong supporting performances in projects such as Into the Wild. Then came a role that introduced him to an entirely new generation. In 2008, William Hurt joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe as General Thaddeus Ross. Over the next decade, he would appear in multiple Marvel films. For younger audiences, this became their primary introduction to William Hurt. Many recognized him as a government official within the Marvel Universe, without realizing he had once been one of the most celebrated actors in the world. His personal life, however, remained complicated. Several allegations and disputes became public over the years. Sandra Jennings, who had a child with Hurt, filed a legal case in 1989 involving their relationship. Later, actress Marlee Matlin shared painful experiences in her memoir regarding their time together. The allegations included claims of abuse and emotional control. These were serious accusations. William Hurt expressed regret for pain he may have caused, but never offered a complete public reckoning. He also spoke openly about struggles with alcohol during different periods of his life. These details reveal a more complicated picture than the thoughtful, controlled image many audiences associated with him. Like many people, he contained contradictions. Great strengths existed alongside personal flaws. Ignoring either side would present an incomplete story. On March 13, 2022, William Hurt passed away at the age of 71. Later reports confirmed that prostate cancer was the cause. He died just 1 week before his 72nd birthday. The response to his passing was respectful, but for many people, it felt quieter than expected for someone who had achieved so much. Perhaps that reflected how far he had drifted from the center of public attention. Yet when you revisit his greatest performances, the brilliance remains undeniable. Kiss of the Spider Woman still feels powerful. Broadcast news remains insightful and emotionally rich. The Accidental Tourist continues to showcase extraordinary subtlety. William Hurt belonged to a generation of actors who brought intelligence, complexity, and emotional depth to every role. He wasn't built for celebrity culture. He wasn't interested in constantly promoting himself. He preferred disappearing into characters rather than building a public image. That choice may have limited his visibility, but it also preserved something rare: authenticity. William Hurt was never the loudest star in Hollywood. He never chased attention. Instead, he focused on the work. And while that may have pushed him away from the spotlight, it also created a body of performances that continue to reward anyone willing to revisit them. His legacy isn't defined by fame, it's defined by craft. And in the end, that may be the reason people still talk about him today.